There's something magical that happens when you find the right haircut after 60, and I'm about to share 5 specific cuts that can literally take a decade off your appearance. These aren't just trendy styles that look good in magazines. These are strategic choices that work with your face shape, hair texture, and lifestyle to create an instantly more youthful look. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which cut could transform your entire appearance, and more importantly, why these particular styles work so well for our age group. Before we dive into these game-changing cuts, make sure to subscribe to the channel and drop a comment below sharing your current hair struggles, because I read every single one and often create videos based on your questions. The first cut that consistently makes women over 60 look younger is what stylists call the modern bob. Now, when I say bob, I don't mean that blunt chin-length cut that your grandmother might have worn. The modern bob is all about strategic layering and the perfect length placement. The key is positioning the bottom of the bob right at your jawline, not below it and definitely not above it. This creates an optical illusion that lifts your entire face and gives definition to your jawline, which naturally softens as we age. What makes this cut so effective is the way it frames your face while adding movement and body to your hair. The layers should start around your cheekbones and blend seamlessly to the bottom length. This technique removes weight from the bulk of your hair while keeping fullness where you need it most, around your face. The modern bob works particularly well if you have fine to medium hair texture, and it's incredibly versatile for styling. You can wear it smooth and sleek for a polished look, or add some texture with a curling iron for a more casual, effortless appearance. The beauty of this cut lies in its maintenance factor, too. Unlike some styles that require constant touch-ups, a well-cut modern bob grows out gracefully and only needs trimming every 6 to 8 weeks. The strategic layering means that even as it grows, it maintains its shape and continues to flatter your face. For women who want to look polished without spending hours on their hair each morning, this cut delivers maximum impact with minimal effort. Moving into our second youth-enhancing cut, the long layered style has become increasingly popular among women over 60, and for good reason. This cut challenges the outdated notion that older women should automatically chop off all their hair. When executed properly, long layers can be incredibly flattering and age-defying, but the key word here is properly. The magic of long layers lies in the placement and the blending technique. The layers should start no higher than your collarbones, with the longest pieces reaching somewhere between your shoulder blades and mid-back, depending on your hair's condition and your personal preference. What creates the youthful effect is the way these layers add movement and dimension to your hair, preventing that flat, lifeless look that can instantly age you. The face framing layers are crucial in this cut. They should begin around your cheekbones and gradually increase in length as they move toward the back. This creates a soft, feminine silhouette that draws attention to your best features while minimizing any areas you're less confident about. The longer length maintains weight and fullness, which is essential for hair that may have become thinner over the years. This style works best on women with medium to thick hair texture, though it can be adapted for finer hair with the right cutting technique and styling products. The key is working with a stylist who understands how to create movement without sacrificing fullness, and who can customize the layer placement to work with your specific face shape and hair growth patterns. What's particularly important about long layers is understanding that this isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. Your stylist needs to consider your hair's natural growth patterns, any cowlicks you might have, and how your hair moves when you walk and turn your head. This brings us to our third age-defying cut, the textured pixie, which might seem contradictory after discussing longer styles, but hear me out. The textured pixie is not your typical short, severe cut. This modern interpretation focuses on creating soft, piecey texture throughout the top and sides while maintaining enough length to style and move naturally. The key difference between a regular pixie and a textured pixie is in the cutting technique. Instead of blunt, harsh lines, the textured version uses point cutting and razor work to create irregular, natural looking ends that catch light beautifully and add dimension. The most flattering version of this cut keeps slightly more length in the front, creating subtle face framing pieces that can be styled forward or swept to the side. This prevents the cut from looking too masculine or severe, which is often a concern for women considering a dramatic chop. The back and sides are cut shorter, but with enough texture to avoid that harsh, clippered look that can be aging. What makes the textured pixie so rejuvenating is how it emphasizes your bone structure and draws attention to your eyes and cheekbones. It's also incredibly low maintenance once you find the right styling routine, typically requiring just a small amount of texturizing product and your fingers to create a effortlessly chic look. This cut works particularly well for women with fine hair because it removes weight and creates the illusion of fuller, thicker hair through the textural elements. The confidence factor with a textured pixie cannot be understated. There's something inherently youthful and spirited about a woman who chooses to embrace a shorter style with such intentionality. It sends a message that you're comfortable with who you are and willing to show off your natural beauty without hiding behind heavy hair. Now, our fourth youth enhancing cut takes us into shoulder length territory with what's known as the lob or long bob. This cut has gained tremendous popularity because it hits that sweet spot between short and long, offering the best of both worlds. The lob typically falls somewhere between your collarbones and shoulders, and when cut correctly, it creates an incredibly sophisticated and youthful silhouette. The secret to a successful lob is in the subtle graduation and the way it moves. Unlike a traditional bob that might sit heavily at one length, the lob incorporates very gentle layers that create movement without sacrificing the blunt, polished edge that makes this cut so striking. The front pieces are usually cut slightly longer than the back, creating a subtle angle that's flattering when viewed from the side and adds interest to the overall shape. What makes the lob particularly age-defying is how it balances structure with softness. The clean lines provide a polished, put-together appearance that's professional and elegant, while the movement and subtle layering keep it from looking too rigid or severe. This cut photographs beautifully, which is worth considering in our social media-focused world, and it styles easily for both casual and formal occasions. The lob works exceptionally well for women with straight to slightly wavy hair, though it can be adapted for different textures with the right cutting approach. For naturally curly hair, the length needs to be adjusted to account for the curl pattern, ensuring that the finished result falls in the most flattering spot. The key is working with your hair's natural characteristics rather than fighting against them. The versatility of the lob extends beyond just its styling options. This cut grows out beautifully, maintaining its shape and elegance even between salon visits. You can wear it sleek and straight for a minimalist, contemporary look, or add waves and texture for something more romantic and soft. The length provides enough hair to experiment with different partings, which can dramatically change your overall appearance and help you find the most flattering look for your face shape. This brings us to our fifth and final age-defying cut, the asymmetrical style. Now, before you think this sounds too edgy or avant-garde, let me explain how subtle asymmetry can be incredibly sophisticated and youthful when done thoughtfully. We're not talking about dramatic, punk rock-inspired cuts, but rather gentle variations in length that create visual interest and movement. The most wearable version of asymmetrical cutting involves creating a slight difference between the left and right sides of your haircut, usually no more than an inch or two. This might mean one side of your bob falls slightly longer than the other, or your face framing layers are cut at different lengths on each side. The effect is subtle but impactful, creating a sense of modernity and intentionality that's inherently youthful. What makes asymmetry so effective for women over 60 is how it breaks up the symmetry of the face in a flattering way. As we age, our faces naturally lose some volume and definition, and a perfectly symmetrical haircut can sometimes emphasize this. By introducing gentle asymmetry, you create visual interest that draws the eye and adds a contemporary edge to your overall look. The key to successful asymmetrical cutting is restraint and precision. Your stylist needs to understand your face shape intimately and know exactly where to place the variations in length for maximum flattering effect. It's also crucial that the asymmetry looks intentional rather than accidental, which requires skill and experience to execute properly. This style works well across different hair textures and can be incorporated into various cut lengths. You might have an asymmetrical bob, where one side is slightly longer, or asymmetrical face framing layers in a longer cut. The beauty is in its adaptability and the way it can be customized to work with your unique features and lifestyle. Now, here's what's really important to understand about all five of these cuts. The magic isn't just in the cutting technique, it's in finding a stylist who truly understands mature hair and how it behaves differently than younger hair. Your hair's texture, density, and growth patterns have likely changed over the years, and your stylist needs to account for these factors when creating your cut. Additionally, the right cut for you depends on your lifestyle and how much time you want to spend styling your hair each morning. The most beautiful haircut in the world won't make you look younger if you can't maintain it properly or if it doesn't suit your daily routine. Be honest with your stylist about your styling abilities and time constraints. Remember, confidence is the most youthful quality you can possess, and the right haircut should make you feel absolutely fantastic about yourself. Don't be afraid to bring photos and have detailed conversations with your stylist about what you want to achieve. A good stylist will work with you to adapt any of these cuts to suit your individual needs and preferences. If this video helped you understand which cut might work best for you, please subscribe to the channel for more beauty and style tips specifically for women over 60. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 5 cuts are you most excited to try? And what's been your biggest challenge with finding the right haircut as you've gotten older?